Morning folks, you're joining me on a very chilly January morning. It's lovely and sunny though, about barely 2-3 degrees, and it's the start of a new year and I'm looking for a new project narrowboat. So this video is all about how to buy a narrowboat. Okay, so I parked somewhere a bit quieter and now we're going to do a little bit of a search. And the first place we're going to look is Apollo Duck. Apollo Duck tends to have adverts from all the marinas and things on there anyway, as well as private adverts, so it's a good place to start. And if you're not sure what you're after, you want to do a bit of a browse, you've probably got more boats on there than anywhere else I can think of anyway. So we'll click search for Apollo Duck. Comes up Apollo Duck UK, so that's probably the better one to go for first. And then you're faced with the main page for Apollo Duck. On there are loads of boats start coming up straight away on the first page, and there's all sorts there. So straight away we'll narrow it down by going to narrowboat, and now we're getting somewhere. You might have a budget in mind, so obviously we can narrow it down by budget shortly. But if you're just browsing in general, you can see what sort of prices you pay for what sort of boat. You can always flick through a few of those. Now me, as I said, I'm looking for a project boat, so I'm looking for a maximum budget of probably 20 to 25,000 maybe. Cheaper the better, as long as it's in decent condition, which we'll come to after. So we'll go on advanced search. Now you can put keywords in. The main thing I'm going to go for is, straight away we'll go on narrowboats again. There it is. Price low to high, say 5,000, and let's say 25,000. Let's try searching now. Right, now we're going somewhere. "55-foot trad." So, as you can see, there's plenty of possibilities on there. So, we'll move on to the next part of the video. As an example of what you should look for when you're viewing a boat, I've jumped on board my old boat. So, you've just jumped on board a boat and you want to check it out. So have a good look around the boat you're viewing. Check out various places for any damp. Windows leaking's a common one. See if there's anything obvious. Don't be afraid to have a look in cupboards. You can tell what insulation it's got and things like that. Check for any water leaks from pipes. Have a look what state it's in behind the step where the water pump might be. If it all looks good or not. Obviously, there's often space on the beds. You can tell what toilet type it is. This one's a pump out. Same again, look in cupboards, see if there's any sign of water leakage. Look in all the little nooks and crannies. Obviously it's been quite wet recently, and if there's any sign of windows leaking. Have a look what condition a log burner's in, wood burner, multi-fuel stove, anything like that. check they're all in good condition, and the seals and things. Any water coming in from above. Have a look at the wiring, cooker conditions. Obviously things like that can be expensive to replace. And then when you've done a few checks like that, you usually get a feeling or not if it's a boat for you. And if you get to a position where you think you want to make an offer, that's survey time, which we'll go on to next. Don't forget to have a look at the engine. Don't be afraid to have a good look around outside the boat as well. Obviously you won't be able to see under the water. But you get an idea of what condition the boat's in, if it's been looked after or not. Make sure you have a look in the bow as well, through the doors. So now you found a boat you like the look of and you want to make an offer, and that's where the surveys come in. So you make your offer subject to survey, except, you know, if you're absolutely definitely sure you don't want to have a survey. But 99% of the time you're best off having a survey. You put your offer in, and that's where the mariners and brokers come in. It's always safer with a marina or a broker because you're putting down a deposit which goes in a separate holding account, rather than handing over some money and then going home and finding the boat disappears. Then if all goes well with the survey, you can finalise your purchase of the boat. If there's a couple of things shown up on the survey, you might be able to haggle, and if the survey turns out to be really bad, that's where you need to check the T's and C's and you might get your money back. And this is why it's really important in 99% of the instances of buying a narrowboat, you get a survey, because from about halfway up that hull there, that's all underwater and you can't see what's going on. In this instance, it cost around about £8,000 for the welding work to get this boat back to being boat worthy or canal worthy, or whatever you might like to call it. So get that survey unless you're really sure what you're doing. Thanks for watching. If I've missed anything, leave me a comment and let me know if you buy a boat. Bye for now.